Welcome to History Decrypted. Today, we re-unraveling one of history's most complex and mythologized conflicts, the Reconquista 700-year struggle that reshaped Iberia, forged kingdoms, and rewrote the DNA of Europe. But was it a holy war, a colonial project, or a messy patchwork of alliances? Let's dive deeper than the textbook cliches. First, let's dismantle the myth. The Reconquista wasn't a straight line from 711 CE Muslim conquest to 1490 to Granada's fall. It was a chaotic chessboard of Christian kingdoms, Taifa states, and North African dynasties, where faith often took a backseat to realpolitik. After the Umayyads crushed the Visigoths at Guadalete, Al-Andalus emerged as a beacon of science and tolerance for a time. But by the 11th century, fragmentation began. Christian kingdoms like Leon, Castile, and Aragon exploited this, playing Muslim emirs against each other. Meanwhile, Pope Urban II's call for crusades in 1095 injected religious fervor, but conviventional coexistence persisted in cities like Toledo and Zaragoza. Phase 1. Survival 8th–10th century. The tiny kingdom of Asturias, founded by Pelagius after Covadonga 722 CE, was less a Christian resurgence and more a mountain refuge. Phase 2. Opportunism 11th–12th century. Christian rulers like Alfonso VI of Leon Castile allied with Muslims to sack rivals. The Cid Campeador, a mercenary, fought for both sides. The Taifa kings paid pariahs tribute to Christians to avoid war until the Almoravids and Almohads arrived from Africa, radicalizing Al-Andalus. Phase 3. Crusade 13th–15th century. After Las Navas de Tolosa 1212, a decisive Christian victory, Ferdinand III of Castile took Córdoba 1236 and Seville 1248. But Granada survived as a tributary state for 250 years until Ferdinand and Isabella's marriage unified Spain and ended the project in 1492. While preachers vilified Moors, Christian kings relied on Mudéjar's Muslims under Christian rule for architecture, agriculture, and tax revenue. The Toledo school of translators preserved Arabic texts on Aristotle, fueling the Renaissance. Even faith was fluid. Moriscos converted Muslims and conversos converted Jews, blurred lines until the Inquisition weaponized purity of blood. Scholars like Brian Catlos argue the Reconquista was less about religion and more about land and power. The Reconquista's endgame was brutal. The 1492 Alhambra decree expelled Jews. By 1609, Philip III exiled 300,000 Moriscos, crippling Spain's economy. Yet, Franco later twisted the Reconquista into a fascist myth of Christian unity. Modern archaeologists reveal grisly evidence, mass graves of Muslims in Valencia, defaced mosques turned into churches. The Reconquista wasn't a liberation, it was a cultural erasure that still fuels Spain's identity crises. The Reconquista isn't ancient history. It's a blueprint for how empires weaponize nostalgia. Far-right parties today invoke it to fearmonger about Islam. Meanwhile, Andalusian convivencia is romanticized as a multicultural utopia oversimplifying a fraught reality. This saga forces us to ask, who gets to write history? Is coexistence possible without conquest, and can we ever escape the myths nations build? If this deep dive made you rethink the past, smash that like button, subscribe, and argue in the comments, was the Reconquista a holy war or a land grab? Want more untangled histories? Hit the bell. Until next time, question the stories you're sold.